Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First, let me introduce myself. Correctional Polytechnic Cadets Batch 525. My name is Zakir. My study number is 4452. My class is TPB and my absent 45. Here, I want to tell you about a story entitled Putri, Gading, Cempaka. Long time ago, there lived a great king in Bengkulu. His name is King Ratu Agung. He ruled Sungai Serut Kingdom for years, and during those years, the people in the kingdom lived peacefully and prosperous. The king has 7 children. The last child was the only daughter in the family, and her name is Putri Gading Cempaka. Putri Gading Cempaka was very beautiful and kind. There were so many noble men came to their kingdom to propose the princess, but her father, King Ratu Agung, refused all of them because for him Putri Gading Cempaka was still too young to get married. One day, the king summoned all his children into his room. At the moment, he was so weak, and he said to all of them, "My children, I think my time has come to leave you. I hope you all can keep your relationship as brother and sister. I have two important messages that I want to tell you before I die. First, I appointed Anak Dalam as my sixth son to be the next king of our kingdom. I hope you all can accept my decision. Second, if a big disaster ever happened on this land, and you think that there is nothing you can do to save it, go to Bongkok Mountain and stay there. Wait until a great king came to propose my daughter." All of his children listened to his message carefully. None of them complained about it. A couple days later, the king passed away. All people in the kingdom mourned the king's death. Putri Gading Cempaka and all of her brothers buried their father in a special place. A couple days after the burial ceremony, they started to carry out their father's will. They held the crowning ceremony of Anak Dalam to replace their father as the new king. For some reasons, they decided to change the name of the kingdom into Bangka Hulu Kingdom. Just like his father, Anak Dalam led the kingdom wisely, and the people loved him so much. One day, a prince of Aceh Kingdom to their land. He brought along with him so many people and prison because he wanted to propose Putri Gading Cempaka. He sent some of his soldiers and counselors to the palace to see King Anak Dalam. When they arrived at the place, the counselor stated their intention to the king. Anak Dalam king told the counselor that they couldn't accept the prince's proposal because they had to keep their promise to their father. After that, the counselor and the soldiers returned to their ship and reported the result to the prince. The prince was so angry. To hear the news from his counselor, he felt that King Anak Dalam and his brother had insulted him with their decision. So he challenged King Anak Dalam to a war. The big war was inevitable, and it lasted for days with so many casualties. At the moment, King Anak Dalam and his brother realized that this may be the right time to carry out their father's second will. So they decided to bring anything they can and they flee to Bangkok Mountain with some survivors of the war. When King Anak Dalam and his people from the kingdom, the prince from Aceh also returned to his kingdom. This condition left Bangkahulu kingdom to be empty and unguarded. Hearing the news, some noblemen from Lebong Balik Bukit came to the kingdom and tried to claim it, but instead of combining their power to claim the throne, those noblemen fight each other over the throne. A couple weeks later, a wise man by the name Maharaja Sakti came to the land and brought all of the noblemen into an agreement. The noblemen realized that they cannot be a king, so they asked Maharaja Sakti to be their king and claimed Bangkahulu kingdom. Maharaja Sakti agreed to their ideas, so they held a crowning ceremony at the palace. On the day of the ceremony, a big storm suddenly appeared in the kingdom. They cancelled the ceremony and they waited for the storm to be over, but the storm was not getting lighter. Maharaja Sakti was curious about the storm. It was as if he was not meant to hold the crowning ceremony, so he decided to ask to his shaman about the unusual condition. The shaman told him that if he wanted to be the king of the kingdom, he should wed the descendant of the rightful king. After that, Maharaja Sakti asked the shaman to locate the princess' whereabouts. The shaman used his magical power and he found that the princess was in Bungkuk Mountain with her brother. Maharaja Sakti sent some of his soldiers and his counselor to go to Bungkuk Mountain to deliver his message to the princess and her brother. When they arrived at Bungkuk Mountain, they went to Putri Gading Cempaka's location right away and they stated their intention to her and her brother. Putri Gading Cempaka and her brothers realized that this was exactly the same as their father told them before he died, so they gladly accept the proposal. After that, Putri Gading Cempaka and her brothers, along with the soldiers which were sent to deliver the message from Maharaja Sakti, returned to Bangkahulu kingdom. They held a big wedding party in the palace and they crowned Maharaja Sakti as the new king of Bangkahulu kingdom, with Putri Gading Cempaka as the queen. Together, they rebuilt the kingdom and moved the palace into a new location at Kuala Sungai Lemau. When the construction process was complete, they changed the name the kingdom into Sungai Lemau Kingdom. Thank you for attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.